We used to summer there when I was a boy, but this war we are in, for reasons known only to Donald Trump, hinges now on Iran reopening the Strait of Hormuz, which, for the record, was open before he started this.
So Jimmy Kimmel just delivered a blistering takedown of Trump's Iran disaster, and honestly, it perfectly captures the chaos we've witnessed. Trump turned an open waterway into a geopolitical mess, then declared victory while everything burns. We're covering the policy failures, the contradictions, and Melania's perfectly timed bombshell. Let's break this down.
And now either is open or is not open. We don't know. We agreed to a ceasefire if and only if they reopen the strait.
This captures exactly what Trump's ultimatum diplomacy creates. Nobody knows what's actually happening. The strait handles 20% of global oil shipments, and Trump's threats made Iran close it defensively. Now we're negotiating to reopen something that was never closed before his provocations began.
It appeared to be open briefly, but then Iran closed it because Israel kept attacking Lebanon. And now, even though it is allegedly open, there are no ships going through it. Basically, after all this, he got us constipation.
The constipation metaphor is perfect. Trump created a blockage where none existed. Then his solution doesn't work. Israeli strikes on Lebanon gave Iran justification to reclose the strait. So we've got a ceasefire that doesn't function and shipping that's still paralyzed. Classic Trump diplomacy.
Yesterday, Trump floated the idea of a grand reopening / joint business venture with the people he's bombing, where we would split the fees for the ships that went through. He wanted to partner with Iran, which makes no sense.
This is like Tony Soprano offering to split casino profits with the FBI while they're investigating him. Trump wants Iran as a business partner while our ships surround their territory with weapons. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. You can't bomb someone into being your joint venture buddy.
But here's what Trump's going to do. No matter if the strait is open or not, he'll just say it's open. It's open. Same way he did with the riots in L.A. that never happened, or the imaginary water valve he opened to put out the fires.
Exactly right. Trump will just declare victory regardless of reality. Remember when he claimed he opened a valve to fight California fires? There is no valve, just like there were no L.A. riots. He creates his own reality through repetition, and his base accepts it completely.
He'll put it on his vision board and will it to be true. So Dr. Demento was back at it with the threats again on social media last night.
Dr. Demento was a radio DJ who played novelty songs. Perfect nickname for Trump's delusional foreign policy. The vision board reference nails it too. Trump treats international crises like a self-help seminar where you manifest success by believing hard enough. Consequences be damned.
He wrote, all U.S. ships, aircraft, and military personnel will remain in place in and around Iran until such time as the real agreement reached is fully complied with. If for any reason it is not, which is highly unlikely, then the shooting starts.
This is Trump's actual Truth Social post, threatening immediate war while calling it highly unlikely. The contradiction is insane. If compliance is highly unlikely, why would you immediately threaten shooting? It's like saying, everything's fine, but we're ready to start World War III.
Now he's a sheriff from the Old West, the stagecoach leaving at dawn, and if not, the shooting starts.
The Old West comparison works because Trump genuinely thinks foreign policy is like a Western movie. Swagger, ultimatums, and violence. Real diplomats spend months on careful language. Trump tweets threats at 2 a.m. that could trigger global conflicts. It's terrifyingly casual.
In the meantime, our great military is loading up and resting, looking forward, actually, to its next conquest. Its next conquest? We're doing this again? He talks about war like he's bragging about women with Billy Bush.
That Access Hollywood comparison is devastating and accurate. Trump bragged about grabbing women to Billy Bush. Now he brags about military conquests the same way. Both treat human suffering as personal validation. War becomes another notch on his ego belt.
So what he's saying is we've won the war, we achieved all our objectives, but we're still going to send a team to negotiate those objectives, and the strait is open, but also closed. It's like having a magic 8-ball as president of the United States.
The magic 8-ball analogy perfectly captures Trump's contradictory statements. We won, but also we're negotiating. The strait is open, but also closed. Real presidents maintain consistent positions. Trump just shakes his head and says whatever falls out.
Will we annihilate a civilization? Ask again later. And also, it's not a war, it's an operation.
Calling it an operation instead of a war is classic authoritarian doublespeak. Putin calls Ukraine an operation. China calls Taiwan an operation. When you're bombing another country, the semantic games don't change the dead bodies. They just help you sleep better.
It's Operation Epic Fury, which they should change that. And I should drop the RY and just make it Operation FU, because that's what it is.
The wordplay here reveals the core truth. This is Operation FU disguised as diplomacy. Trump isn't trying to solve problems. He's lashing out at Iran for making him look weak. The fury is personal vendetta dressed up as foreign policy.
The United States will be represented in these talks by J.D. Vance, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. Trump sent Jared so he could have some alone time with Ivanka over the weekend. But the reason Trump sends his son-in-law, who has no official position in our government, is because he was the guy in charge of brokering peace between Israel and Palestine a few years back, and that turned out great.
Kushner's Middle East peace plan produced the Abraham Accords, which pointedly excluded Palestinians entirely. He got some Arab states to normalize with Israel while ignoring the core conflict. Now Trump sends this failed architect to negotiate with Iran? It's diplomatic malpractice.
Trump is funny because he keeps claiming we won this easily. We won it, but he's furious with our allies in NATO for not jumping in to help open the strait. He had a 2-hour chat with the head of NATO yesterday that did not go well, according to the people who were in the meeting.
This contradiction is classic Trump, claiming total victory while furious that allies won't help you win. If we won easily, why do we need NATO? The 2-hour tirade shows Trump desperately needs European legitimacy, but can't stop insulting the people he needs.
They said it was nothing but a tirade of insults. And the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, this guy's had enough.
NATO is our most important alliance, built over 75 years. Trump's tantrums damage relationships that take decades to rebuild. When the Spanish Prime Minister publicly calls you out, that's America's reputation crumbling in real time. These relationships matter beyond Trump's ego.
After the ceasefire agreement, he said, the government of Spain will not applaud those who set the world on fire just because they show up with a bucket, that is not going to go over, not too bueno with. But it's hard for Trump to retaliate against Spain because the only oil he can take from them is those little tins of anchovies.
That Spanish quote is devastating. We won't applaud those who set the world on fire just because they show up with a bucket. It perfectly describes Trump's crisis creation pattern. Manufacture the disaster, then demand credit for the half solution. European leaders see right through it.
According to The Economist, his popularity is somewhere between Bill Cosby and strangers clipping their toenails in public right now. Only 37% approve of Trump, 56% disapprove, 7% are not sure. I don't know who those people are, but they need to get their acts together.
Those numbers are historically terrible for a president during military action. Usually war boosts approval. Bush Sr. hit 89% during Gulf War. Trump sits at 37% while bombing Iran. When even your own military adventure can't help your polls, you've lost the country completely.
In the very place where he lives, Washington, D.C., his net approval rating is negative 80 points. The closer you get to him, the lower it goes.
Negative 80 in D.C. means federal employees, diplomats, Pentagon officials, people who work with him daily, overwhelmingly disapprove. These aren't partisan voters. They're professionals who see the dysfunction firsthand. When insiders reject you that strongly, it speaks volumes.
Speaking of his bedroom, there's a big surprise from the White House today, even to Donald Trump. Melania emerged from the rubble of the East Wing. She brushed the drywall off her business suit and delivered a doozy of a prepared statement demanding that we stop talking about something no one was talking about.
The timing is incredibly suspicious. Why address rumors nobody was spreading unless they're about to become real stories? Melania's statement creates more questions than answers. Smart PR rule. Never dignify speculation unless you're forced to. And she wasn't forced.
He spent the past 6 weeks trying to bomb this Epstein story out of the headlines. 2 days after the ceasefire, she puts it right back on top. She must really hate him.
The timing suggests either complete marital warfare or catastrophic communications failure. Trump spent weeks trying to bury Epstein's stories with Iran bombs, then Melania puts it back in headlines during his victory lap. She either hates him or their staff is completely incompetent.
So then a reporter gets hold of Trump, calls his phone. He says, I didn't know anything about this statement Melania made. He didn't know she was going to do it before she did it, which shows you just how smoothly things are running over there.
When the president doesn't know what the first lady is saying publicly, that's not a marriage problem. It's a national security problem. How can Trump coordinate with foreign leaders when he can't coordinate with his own wife? The dysfunction is staggering.
Only a member of the Trump family could turn a defiant speech about a pedophile into a plug for her book. This was a 5.5-minute speech. She demanded that Congress let the victims testify under oath, which is something Donald most definitely does not want to happen.
Melania calling for congressional testimony is political suicide for Trump. His Epstein connections are already documented. Flight logs, party photos, depositions. If victims testify under oath about what they witnessed, Trump's presidency could implode. She knows exactly what she's doing here.